Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and demo how to draw block letters using the alternative 1-point perspective drawing technique. So in the alternative technique, we use we draw one square or one rectangle first, then we add 3 rays, and then we add one vertical line and one horizontal line, one vertical line and one horizontal line. And essentially what this one will create is a solid cube, and this one will create a solid prism, rectangular prism, okay? And so we're basically using the original technique, just with less steps. We're not gonna see those interior lines. First thing we need is a ruler, preferably a T-square. Regular ruler is totally fine. And we're going to line it up to this marking right here, so the second line at the top. And make sure that it's lined up to that second line at the bottom. That is going to be our straight line. Okay, and so we're gonna go ahead and we're going to create a 2-inch line. So this is going to be 2 inches. And then this way we're gonna go ahead and create another 2-inch line. So just like this. And so this is going to be another 2-inch line. Okay. And so now we went ahead and we've created the 1 square. We're going to go in and add our 3 rays. The rays go from the corners all the way to the vanishing point. And I'm not going to bring it all the way to the vanishing point because we're eventually going to erase majority of these rays. And so I'm just going to save myself the trouble. Okay, and then over here. Okay. And we're not going to place it right here because this one crosses over that front face and we don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and erase that. And so now we have our 3 rays. Those are added. Check. Now we need 1 vertical line. Vertical line is going to go right here. We know this is true because the first vertical line is here. It's on the right side for the right rays. Now that we've closed it up, we no longer need the remainder of that ray nor that one. And then we need 1 horizontal. The only place we can leave it now is at the bottom for it to be closed up. So right there, then we can erase this. Okay, so now we have our letter, or I'm sorry, we have our cube, and from our cube, we can start to carve in to create letters. And for this demo, I'm gonna show you guys how to create the letter H. So you notice that this is 2 inches right here. I'm going to make the legs a 1/2 inch. So I'm going in and at the 1/2 inch marks, I'm creating 2 little lines just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and line them up. So like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. Okay. And so this is what our letter now looks like. Now that we've carved into the cube, technically this portion here no longer exists, and now this portion here no longer exists either. We've carved into it. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to be adding a few more rays because we've just created a few new corners. And so our corners, we know that they have rays. So from right here, we're going in. This is the H right there. This one right here. There's that corner. This one right here. For this corner, I'm going to bring it all the way back. And then this one right here. Okay. And so we went in and we added our rays. After our rays, what's the next thing that we add? We add vertical lines. So right here, we're going to see, all right, there's a vertical line here. We're not going to draw one because that'll be on the back of it. This is a solid letter. We're not going to have any rays overpassing them. Okay, so right here, this is technically a vertical line, and whatever we see in the front, we should see in the back. So right here, this is where we should see that vertical line. And so it's going to close up right there. Okay, and so now we see this side here, and we see this side here. Okay, from that we have our vertical line. Let's go in and add our horizontal. Okay, horizontal up here. We won't see that one. Go a little bit down. This one we wouldn't see it, be overlapping right here. This is a horizontal. We should definitely see a horizontal in the background right there. And so if this is the side that we see right now, then this is just the second side that we don't see. That one is. Okay. And then last line, we're going in vertical. Vertical, we notice right here, this is where this one is kind of ending. So we're going to go ahead here. This is that vertical line. We're just going to shorten this portion. And then our last horizontal right here where they kind of end. And so now we no longer see this portion here. And so this is our letter H. And these are the sides that we should be able to see. And so that's how we draw. So we're just going to be creating cubes and then just cutting into them, right? So right here, if we wanted to create the letter I, and then we go in. I'm going to create this into a rectangular prism, but I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, so now I have turned this into a rectangular prism. We're going to go ahead and turn this into an I, the letter I, right? And so it's going to go like that. And so now that we've cut into it, this no longer exists. This part right here no longer exists. And so now it's time to go in and create our rays for the corners that were just brought in. Okay, now that we have our rays, we need one vertical line. Right here, it's looking like we don't need any verticals so far. We have our verticals. So now that we don't need a vertical, horizontal, right here, this is where we're going to need that horizontal. And because it stops here, this is where our actual vertical line is. And if you wanted to cut the bottom of it slightly, you could also do that too. And then right here. And so this is the letter I in block 4. All right. So go ahead and you draw a cube and a rectangular prism on the bottom sides, cut into them to create letters. Over here we have the word hi, they're just separated.